Okay, so now let's fully implement the functionality to get a product on the product details page. So many of the things we do in this product details page, they are going to be very similar to what we did to get all the products, and that's in the dashboard page. So let me just go to the dashboard page. So I'll open the dashboard page and then let's just come back here first. Now there are two ways you can actually display a product on this page. The first is to look in Redux, get all the products that we saved to Redux. Let me just do a quick reminder. So go to product slides and then I'll scroll to the initial state. You'll see here that we saved all the products to Redux. So one way you can get a single product is to actually just filter through these products that is saved in Redux and then find the specific product that you want to display by its ID and then display it on the page. But there's a flaw in that, and that is if the user refreshes that page, then they will not be able to access that product. Why? Because when you refresh a page, all your Redux state will be lost, except you want to refire the function to first get all the products before you now filter through those products again to display to the user. So that's why I prefer to actually just make a request to your server and then fetch that individual product, that single product. So even if the user refreshes the page, bam, you will still fetch that product from the server and everything will work out just fine. All right, so I just felt that it was important for me to explain the concept here. So let's now start working. So first off, I will import my CSS file. So // product details. Then I'll come in here so we can start. So the first thing I want to do is when the user is logged out. So let's come to the dashboard here. You see, how do we start? We said that when the user is logged out, we want to redirect logged out user to the login page. We're going to do that as well. So I'll copy this guy and then step by step. Don't worry, I'll not copy too much. I'll do it step by step. Then I'll import this. Okay, so import that custom hook. Now the next thing is we need to have all the tools that we need. So things like use dispatch, we need to have it like in place. So let's just come to dashboard and then I'll just grab this use dispatch here. I'll copy that and then back to product details and then let's load that in. Now that means we need to import this use dispatch from Redux. So import it from React Redux. We're good to go. Now there's something unique we need to do here, and that is we need to get the ID of the product from the params. So but how are we going to get it from the params? That means we need to go back to this product list and say that when a user, let me show you. So we'll say that when a user clicks on this button here, we want to open this link to show a product details and we want to send it the ID as a param. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. So for us to do this, we need to be in the product list page. Okay, so now I'll just come here and head over to my product list page because that's where we have so this is product list. So I'll scroll down to where we have those actions, those buttons. So you see, this is the button to view the product. This button now will now make some modification here because we don't want it to just be an ordinary button. So what do we do? So I'll surround this button with a link. So I'll say link like so, and then I'll just tab it so that it has. Okay, what's the hold up with this link? So link. Oh, I've done that too many times. So it has an opening and a closing tag. Now this closing tag, I'll wrap it around the icon, and then this opening tag will just do something. So first off, let's auto import it from Redux. So I'll press Control and space bar. So auto import it from React Router DOM, sorry, and then we'll now define a to property. So where do you want this link to go to? I'm going to have my backticks here because I'll need some dynamic stuff. So first off, I want you to go to /product-detail then forward slash. Now I'm now going to point to the ID of the specific product that is clicked. So I'll say, let's have our string, um our syntax here. Then inside here is where I'll now point to the ID. So I'll say underscore ID. I was going to say string interpolation. Okay. All right. So product hyphen detail, then forward slash ID. Aha. So now let's go ahead and save. So if I come back to this my product detail page, I can now destructure that ID from the params. So how do I do that? Well, I'm just going to come here and say const ID. So destructuring it, ID, and I'll say that it's equal to use params. Now this use params will import it from React Router DOM as well. So you see this ID here, but I can just display it. Let's display it here. So I'll just say h2 just to be sure that we are getting the ID, and then I'll just display the ID here. If I go ahead and save and then just wait for it to reload, I'll come back to this my page here, click on dashboard. Okay, so you see we already have 1 2 3 as the ID there. So but first what I want to do is, let me just click on this product here. So I'll click on this product. As you can see, we now have the ID of the product displayed here. So we're on the right track. Everything is working just fine. Although it's not the ID we want to display. We want to display the details about the product. So let's come back here and just get rid, or I'll just leave it there for now. So what I want to do, like I said, is very similar to what we did in the dashboard when we fetched all the products. So I'll just go to the dashboard. You see here in the dashboard we created this is logged in, where we selected the Redux state that saved the logged in status of the user. Then we also brought in all of these from our Redux product state as well, before we now fired off this use effect. So I'm going to need all of this to actually get a single product. I'm just going to make some changes. So let me show you what I'll do. I'll come here and just grab everything, okay, like so, and copy that, and then I'll come to my product details and paste that in. So below my ID, because you want to get the ID first. So now let's begin to import. Use selector, I'll import it from React Redux. Select is logged in, I'll import it from our Redux. Then we are not interested in the products. What we're interested in is the single product. So I'll just delete that. So remember, in our product slides we have for products plural, but we have for a single product here also. So that's what I am bringing in here. It's login error message, we can use that. Now the use effect, let's also auto import it and import it from React. Now here I'm just saying that if the user is logged in, then what do we want to do? We want to get products. So here we just change this to get product, not products plural. Now we need to also import this as well. So I'll auto import, and look at it, it's coming from Redux get product. These other ones are coming from the back end. So this is the one I'm interested in. I'll import it as well. Okay, then what else do we need? If it's error, console, log the error to the console. So that's fine right now. This is actually fine. So you'll notice here that we are now having access to the product. So now these products can now be something we now use to display the products in this our JSX, and that's what we're going to do immediately. So here I'll just come and get rid of this h2 and let's start writing. So first off, let's give this a class name of product detail. Okay, then here we're now going to have not a h2 this time but a h3, and tab that. The h3 will say product detail, and we are going to say give it a class name rather. So I'll just add some margin on the top, dash dash margin top. Then let's come down. We're going to put this product inside a card. So here I'll say card, tap that, and let's import this card. I was thinking of something though. I think I should have checked whether we're actually able to fetch that product before, building out this JSX. That's what I'm thinking right now. But anyway, let me just do one thing first. I'll give this a card class of card. Okay, and it can just be a simple string, no need of making things complex here with curly braces. Okay, so I'll stop here, and okay, I'll stop here and I'll just come inside here and log the product to the console. So here I'll just say log product. I just want to make sure that at least I'm fetching that product and it's in the console. So I'm refreshing this page, and then I should at least fetch this product. So here, let me inspect F12. So you see, I'm getting null here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just add this product as a dependency to my use effect. So I'll come here and then I'll just say product, save that, and let's try it again. So you see, oh, okay, so there's an error fetching the product, and so let's just figure out what this error is first. So let me come here and remove this process here first and then save. And just by looking at this, I'm sure you probably saw it when I was doing it, this is where the problem is. We're supposed to pass the ID to this get product. So here I'll just pass the ID because now we're trying to fetch a product without an ID before. So I'll go ahead and save, and then let's see what happens again. So let me clear the console first. So you see, now we're able to get the product. Okay. So now we can go ahead and continue building our JSX. I'll remove this, and then I'll also remove this as well, and then I'll save. So for the JSX, we have this card here. So let's open this. Now inside this card, I'm going to say that if it's loading is equal to true, is loading. Then I want to show my loading spinner. So I'll say and I called it spinner image, and then I'll just close that. Okay, so let's make sure we import it as well. Great. So now we can now come in here and then map through the product. So now that we are sure that we can get the product, I'll now say if we have the product, then I'll say and. So now I will now add the JSX for the product itself. So I'll open this guy, and first we're just going to have a div with a class of detail. Tap that. Okay, so I think it will be faster if I'm able to see the product detail like this. So let me just open this product here. Okay, so it's faster if I see like a template to work with. So this is the product here. What do we have first? First we have this image. Okay, that's this image here, and it's in like another internal card. Or is this an internal card? No, I don't think it's not. So I'll just come here and inside my product details. Oh, okay, it's a card. So I'll say card, and then I'll tap that. So this card is where it's going to contain that image. So but it needs to have a special class. So I'll say card class, and I'll give it a class of group. All right, now inside of this card, I'm going to have another curly braces like so, and here I'll say that if the product dot image, so if the product has an image, now we're going to use optional chaining just in case when we first open the page, the product has not been fetched. We don't want to throw an error and scatter everything. So I'll add optional chaining there. So this optional chaining means check if the product has an image. If it doesn't, don't throw an error. Okay, if it does, display the image. So here I'll say if product image exists, Then so I'll use ternary operator and open it like this. I want to display it in an image box, so I'll just say img, tap that. The source is going to be dynamic, so let's have our curly braces, and then I'll just point to the I'll point to the product dot image dot file path. So remember, our image has a file path property, so that's what we are pointing to here. And for the alt text, I'll just point to the product file name. So it also has a file name. So here I will just say product dot image dot file name, like so. Aha. Okay, so that's it. Now let's add the else block. So what if there is no image associated with this product, because we didn't make it compulsory to add an image? So here I'll display a paragraph that will say no image set for this product. So no image set for this product. Okay, so you see, I hope this makes sense. So let me go ahead and save this one first. Let's see if we're able to even get the product image. So I'll come here to this one here. Oh, let me close the console. Aha, so you see, we're able to get the product image, even though it's kind of, you know, just the size and everything is not, I mean, the dimension is not specific. We did not do anything about the dimension. Most times when you're uploading an image, even if it's YouTube or Facebook, they will give you a specific dimension that best fits that particular image, like a profile image, cover image and stuff. But we're not focusing on that yet. So that's for this product. So next, what do we have? We have some details about the product. So product availability, blah blah blah. So that's what we're going to do next. So now let's work on the product availability. So I'll come here, and that's going to come below this our internal card, this one here. I'll just come down here and say, I'll put it inside the H4 like so, and then I'll just say product availability like so. Now this product availability, you notice that it's green because the product is in stock. If the product is not in stock, we want it to be red. So we're going to have a logic that will handle that functionality. So here I'll just scroll up, and then I'm just going to maybe just put it below here. No, I want the use effect to be the last thing. So after I get the product, yeah, I'll then create an arrow function, and basically I want this arrow function to get the stock status. So here I'll just call it stock status, and then do something based on whether there is what's it called, there is quantity for that product, or whether that product is at least up to 1 or less than 1. So I'm going to pass it a quantity parameter, and then let's open it. So here I'll say that if quantity needs to be wrapped around this guy, so if quantity is greater than 0, so in other words, if the product is in stock, then what I want to say, what I want to return is, I'll say return, and then I'll just have a span that will say in stock. So in stock. The only thing is that this span is going to have a color of green. So here I'll have my class name. Okay, class name like so. And here I'm going to set to my color success, which is green, color hyphen success. Okay, so what if there is no products in stock? Then I'll just copy this guy and just return something else. So this will serve as the else block. I'll just say out of stock here. So out of stock, then I'll change this to color danger. Okay, so you see what we just systematically did here. So now we'll now use these stock options here. So where is it? Available, this product availability. So what I'll just do is, I'll just have my curly braces, and then in the curly braces I'll then call my stock option. What did I call it? Stock status. And what argument are we going to give it? The product quantity. So product dot quantity. Aha. So now let's go ahead and save, and let's just test it out to see. So I'll come here. Aha. So you see, because this product is out of stock, we have it in red. So but then okay, there is something wrong here. Quantity. I don't think that product is actually out of stock. So quantity. Aha. So the product is in stock, and then we have in stock and it's in green. So from now on, we'll just add the remaining properties about the product, which is this ones you see here, and I think we can even be a little bit faster with these ones. So let's come down here. What do we have next? We have a horizontal row, so tap that. Next, we now have this SKU number, so I'm going to put that in a H4 as well. So H4, tap that. Oh, come on, my computer is not responding. Okay, let me just give it H4. Oh, okay, sorry about this. So we're going to have a H4, and then I'll just tap that. Now this one, we're just going to have a span. So span inside the H4, and then the span is going to have this name property, and then before it's going to have the name property. Okay, so this is where we are. I almost forgot. This is where we are. I thought we were in this place. So let's add the name of the product. And so for this span, I'll give it a special class name. So I'll say class name, and I'll give it a class name of badge. That will just put that red border around it. So name, then let's add some space between the name. I'll use my HTML entity and NBSP, and then I'll close, and I'll just add some space. Then I'll point to the product dot name. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and save. And for some reason, I just want to make sure that we did that correctly. So this is P1, this is the product name. Okay, we did that correctly. So let's come here, and then we'll just add the remaining ones here. So I would make it a paragraph. So I'll come here and say paragraph P. Okay, so this paragraph now, first off, I'm going to add this arrow you see here, and I'll add it with HTML entity. So first put it inside a bold tag, and then I'll say and right arrow, and then I'll close that. So that's the arrow. Then I'll give some space and then add SKU, which is the okay. So after that, let's just add some space here. Now we'll now come down and put the products.sku, product.sku. Okay, so with this template now, we can just duplicate and then just have the remaining values. So here I'll just duplicate this paragraph, and this is going to be the category. So change that to category, and then we're going to say product.category as well. All right, then we have price next. So duplicate this, and then let's change this to price as well. So let me do it in one swipe. So price, and then this is going to capitalize the first one to say price. All right, then let's duplicate this one. Then this quantity in stock. So here I'm going to come and change this price here to quantity, and I think I can just say quantity or quantity of products. Anyway, quantity in stock is fine. And then this is going to be product.quantity. Okay, then what do we have last? Total value. Okay, so let's just, and the price, we need to add a dollar in front of the price. I almost forgot. So before we have this price, we're just going to have another curly brace, and inside here we'll just add a dollar symbol. So like that. Now for the last one, which is the total value in stock, let me just copy this text to save myself some time. So we just replace it here with total value in stock. That's of this particular product anyway. Now for the total value, we're just going to simply multiply it, but first let's have the dollar sign, and then we're just going to multiply the product quantity. So let me give a space here. So I want to multiply the price by the quantity, so times the quantity. Okay, so that's about it for all of this. Then if you notice, I added a horizontal rule after this list of properties. So I'm going to come below this paragraph, and then I'll just add a horizontal rule, HR, and then below that is where I'll now add the description. Now this description, remember we use rich text editor to save the description. Whenever what that means is that we actually saved HTML code to our database. Now when you want to display HTML code in your database, if you are not careful, a user may impute a malicious code and send it to your database. If you display that malicious code on your page, it can execute a bad script on your page, and then that can cause problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a plugin or a package to clean the HTML before we display it on the page. I don't know if you appreciate what I'm trying to say, but let's do it and then we'll just get it over with. So first off, let me even save this file, and then let's just see and make sure that we have all the properties that we added. So you see we have everything up to the total value. So I'll come here to my code editor, and then I'll just install a package, and the name of that package is DOM Purify. So let's install the package, and I'll just come here and say npm install. Okay, let me just clear that so you can see what I'm typing clearly. So I'll say npm install, and the name of the package is DOM Purify. And then I just hit enter and wait for it to install. So now that it has finished installing, you just need to come to your product details page, and first off we need to import it. So here I'll just come and import DOM Purify from DOM Purify. So that's what you do. Then let's head back to our what's it called, our JSX. I'll scroll down to where we have, okay, yeah, so this is the last one here. Let me look at this. After we have this text here, we added the horizontal rule. So below that horizontal rule, I'm just going to have a div, and let me just tap that, and then I'll just open it up. Now this div, there is a property in React that we can add here, and it's called dangerously set inner HTML. Okay, now I'm going to create another pair of curly braces inside it, and then I'll just give it the underscore HTML property, and this is all in React. This is not anything special I'm doing, it's a React concept. Now I will now say DOM purify, and then I'll say dot sanitize, and this is coming from the DOM Purify package documentation. So you can find this on npmjs.com for DOM Purify. So I'll open my parenthesis. It's inside of this parenthesis now that I will now point to the product dot description. Okay, so now this product dot description is the part that contains what's it called, that contains HTML markup. If there's any script that has been inserted there, maybe by your user or something, this process of wrapping it around this DOM purify.sanitize is going to cut that script out and just display the raw HTML. So no scripts can run on your website when you open this. So that's about it. So the next one is to just have this timestamp here at the bottom, and for that I added another horizontal rule, and then I'll just have my timestamp. So for the timestamp, I'll just put it inside a code tag, and here I'll just point to my product. Oh, sorry, the timestamp has a heading. So first off, let's give it a heading, and the heading is created on. Created, that's the time, or the date and time the product was created. And then I'll now say product dot, remember we have a timestamp property which is created at, then I'm just going to convert it to local string. So I'll say dot to local string. Aha, I'm just going to open that, and here I'll just say I want the language to be English, so en and then hyphen capital letter US. So that's about it. But for this code here, I'll give it a color of dark because it's, so I'll just say class name, and I'll just set it to dash dash color dark. Okay, so that's for the first one. So the second one is going to be the time we updated it, so updated at. So I'll just duplicate this downwards and change this to updated at, updated on, or at, whichever one. I think I use, okay, I said last updated, so let me modify that. Last updated, aha. Then I'm going to change this to products dot updated at. So this is going to be updated at, and then we're also going to convert it to local string. So go ahead and save that, and let's come to the finished product and see if we're able to display it. I think it's compiling. Okay, so it just finished compiling, and let's see what we have. And it looks like we have an error because nothing is displaying on the page. So let's see where the error is coming from. I'll open this up, and then I'll just go to my console. Maybe I need to right click and do that manually. Inspect. So I'll go to the console, and so you see we have an error. So let's just check. I'm sure maybe something associated with the last thing we did. So it says can only set one of children or props that dangerously set early ahead. So that's where our error is coming from. So let's just look at it. Let me close this guy, and then what do we have here? So we said dangerously sets HTML, inner HTML. Oh, okay, so the mistake I made here was that I went to create the horizontal rule inside of the div. This div here is supposed to be empty. Okay, it will be populated by the product.description. So you see this, everything I wrote here from this HR down to this code, I need to actually remove it. So I'll just do Control X, and so if you look here now, you see that we have an empty div. So it's just a typographical error. In fact, let me just put the div beside it. Let me make sure. So you see empty div, but it has this inside. Then I'll now come down and paste the other things there. So let's save, and that should get rid of the error. Fingers crossed. So it has gotten rid of the error, and let's see what we have. So you see, this is the description. This is a good product. Then we have the created on and updated at. The only thing is that it's on one straight line. So let me just do it from here. I'll just add a line break. So BR tag, and then I'll save, and then that's just going to bring it to the next line. So you see, created on, and then we have the date, and updated at, we have the date as well. So I think that's about it for how we can create the product details page. And let's try another product. So I'll just go to the home page or the dashboard page, and let me just click on another product to see. So I'll do this one, updated. So you see we're able to get the details of this product. So that's about it for this one. I'll see you in the next one then.